Hey, darlings. Let's talk about the strike that has been called by our watermelon friends for the coming week. I have been thinking about this not as a strike or anything that has been done before exactly, because it's completely different and it's being called for globally, which is, first of all, amazing. Can we talk about how amazing it is that we can do something like this on a global scale? The most important part of this for me is that it is being called by people who are urgently in need. So my concerns are taking a backseat, and I think they should for you as well. Having said that, we're not asking anyone to do something that's going to fuck up their life for the long term. Problem with growing up in like a heroism culture, in a saviorism culture, is that we don't all realize how much the little bit that we can do on a daily basis actually matters. We know all the big names and all the heroes and the people who are in the front throwing Molotov cocktails, but not about the people who helped them get there, the people who made sure they had food, the people who were in the back on jail support, etc., etc. Friends, we are in such a moment of global catastrophe that it's not just about what's happening in the Middle East, it's about everything that's happening. And this is an exercise in getting us all to flex A, our collective power, and B, our flexibility and ability to respond to circumstances to do everything that we can at a moment's notice. As I say a lot here, all the things I talk about are tied in. One of the reasons I'm a prepper is because it makes me more able to respond to things like this without it putting too much of a pinch in my day to day. And I know that's not true for everyone, right? And we shouldn't be expecting any of us to do everything. We shouldn't be expecting ourselves to do everything. And to keep it a stack, some of y'all are sounding a little bit like liberals when you're like, well, look, there's a way to do these things if we don't have the time, et cetera, et cetera. And it's like, we don't have the time to not. Real practical with it, right? If you can't call out of work, you can definitely shop somewhere else that day, not shop that day. Why don't you carpool with someone? If you know people in your neighborhood are going to the same place or whatever, drive together. There are so many little things that you can do that will contribute to a slowdown. We are so individualized that we forget that the people at the top, they don't care about any of us individually. They care about the overall trend. And they will see an overall trend of us spending our money different, not going to work, doing all the things that we can do. And never forget that there are people out there who are willing to do things that are illegal, and I can never condone illegal things, obviously, but people will do those things. But it doesn't need to be you if that's going to fuck up your life. We are very fond of talking about what's not going to work and how people are not doing enough. But when there is a call, a desperate call, we are finding reasons to not participate. Why is that? Really, think about that. For 1 week, can you give up the burger? Can you give up going to the place you know you shouldn't be shopping at anyway? And if you can't, how are we going to fix any of the problems that we have? Have you given up? Are you actually just waiting for something to unalive us all? And if you have, are you willing to fight? Are you willing to take part in a global movement to make the changes that we need? I need you to think about that really and deeply, not intellectually. I'm not talking about how much theory you've read. I'm not talking about how much work you have already put in. I'm talking about where you are right now and what you are willing to do, because this is the moment. This is the time. Also, I need you to really consider that the reason it is so difficult for a lot of us to take part in things like this is because they have made it that way. It's because that's the way that they want it to be. But you don't have to do everything. You do not have to develop wings and fly over like some sort of superhero and fix the whole problem yourself. You are simply being asked to adjust the way that you live your life in a way that aligns more with the own values that you say that you have. That's really it. I'm going to be participating in as many ways as I can, which includes only doing content for this week that has to do with what is going on there. It's the literal least I can do, as I am sitting inside the machinery of the device that is destroying countless lives. We are in this together, and we are more connected than humans have ever been in human history, and not through intermediaries. I am just sitting in my house with my device, and I am reaching you wherever you are. And the same thing is happening all across the world, and we are being allowed to connect and use our collective power in unprecedented ways. That's beautiful. And even if it comes to nothing, if your temporary comfort is worth more than your stated ideals and the lives of other people, what are you really about? Must do this, we should do this, And we can do this. And also, we don't have any choice.